This is the green mat, medium density that I use, 1 inch, medium density, that I use as a mechanical filter for the koi pond, or the 25,000 gallon tank, I should probably say, and the one that gives me uniform shower over the 8 foot by 4 foot shower tower area. I wanted to show you how the mat on top of the shower tower filter, how it works, and how I clean it. So this is a shower tower with 10,000 pot scrubbers, nylon mesh, and the water rains on it from the height of about 3-4 feet. The water is delivered via aqueduct on this 25,000 gallon fish tank. The aqueduct runs all the way from the end of the pond. Over there are pumps sitting in the corner. Right there where you see that black wrapped piping. There's 10 pipes in there, but right now we're running only 7. So the water runs via the aqueduct. Seven pumps, it's about 37,000 gallons an hour, and it comes out right here. So right now I just vacuumed it. I'm gonna show you how I vacuum it. So this is the green mat, about 1 inch density, green medium density mat that you can buy in large rolls, and that's what I use for filtering out mechanical, you know, the detritus, the waste, the poop, everything. So it gets collected here. Right now, as I said, I just vacuumed it, so this is going to take a while for the mat to get plugged up with the debris, which will be vacuumed out later, and the water will keep rising. Right now it doesn't even reach to the back, but it will reach to the back soon, and it will keep rising. So underneath there is 10,000 pot scrubbers, and this shower tower is 8 foot long, 4 foot wide, and about 6 feet tall. So this is the only exhibit right now that I have to remove the detritus, the accumulated excrement and everything, daily or once a day, sometimes once in 2 days, sometimes once in several days, depending how fast the mat gets plugged up with the waste. All the other exhibits run on sumps, which I have to clean only once a year or so. So this is the only one that's different, that has the kind of like a wet dry shower tower concept for the filter. This is 1 day later. This is after 3 days, so we have about 3 inches of water already here. It's rising. It will require vacuuming probably in about a day or 2. The rate at which it plugs up and rises varies depending on how fresh the mat is. It starts off that the fresh mat lets the water through too easily, so I have to cover it up with another piece of cloth to slow it down until the slime builds up in the mat, and then it begins to let the water through just enough so that everything is covered with water and it's uniform shower below. But then I have to vacuum it usually at that point about once a day. And then the farther it goes, the vacuum cleaner also affects it. I mean, it's not meant to be vacuumed. This is just a green medium density mat for filtering. It's not meant, I mean, it's polypropylene fibers intertwined together. So vacuum breaks down the mat little by little. But eventually, when the mat is very old, I have to switch the mats maybe about once every 6 months, 4 to 6 months. This mat becomes unusable because vacuum cleaner breaks, I mean, breaks too many holes in it. So, but usually at the end of its life, I have to vacuum it once in a day and a half, once in 2 days, once in 3 days. Right now we're at the point where I have to vacuum it only once in 4 to 5 days. But it's at the end of its life because there's too many holes in there. I don't want to show you because I'm going to rip it further. Just wanted to let you know the dynamics and perhaps unnecessary details, but maybe if somebody wanted to replicate what we're doing here, I wanted you to know that. Okay, now that it's pretty much full, that's about 8 inches of water. It kept rising, so it's nice. Right now is the time to vacuum the mat and vacuum out all the detritus and crud so the water goes through easier again and starts another cycle. It's been about 5 days right now. Brown gold. As I was saying a bit earlier, that the new mat needs to slime up inside in order to reduce its permeability. The water goes through it too easily. So when I replace the mat for a new one, I put this on top of it. This is a ground control fabric that has 100 times less of a permeability versus that mat. So if I put this solid without the holes, I'd have to vacuum it anywhere from every 2 hours to every 6 hours if I use that. But the mat has a much better permeability eventually for my purpose. So I put this down on top of it, actually on top of the green mat, and little by little, I mean, the water starts, say, right here, and then it keeps advancing as it plugs up the green mat, keeps advancing to the back. And then I start rolling it back a little by little, you know, like let the water, you know, run here and plug everything up. Then more, until the green mat is aged. And by aged, I mean there is a slime, and it retains some waste and sand whatnot, and then its permeability is reduced, and then it holds water in the range that's needed for my application. And then I can take it off completely. And as I said, after that, I usually have to vacuum the green mat daily. And then little by little it goes to once in a day and a half, once in a couple of days. And right now, as I told you, I have to vacuum it once in 5 days. And what I vacuum out of it makes a nice fertilizer. It's fish excrement. So a lot of our shrubbery and trees and decorative plants are supplemented by that, including our beautiful bougainvillea. All right, so that's the story of the shower head and the mechanical filter over the shower tower, the wet and dry, kind of a wet or dry. It's not really wet or dry. There's too much water, but it's a shower tower filter on the 25,000 gallons.